In this training video, we want to talk about what exactly is sin. That's a very broad topic, so we will be narrowing it down simply to define what sin is and the importance it is in the nouthetic counseling approach. In his book More Than Redemption, Dr. J. Adams carefully lists and explains the numerous Old and New Testament words God's Spirit uses to portray sin. One conclusion is the nouthetic counselor should work hard at understanding the various manifestations of sin to be able to effectively counsel. In teaching this concept to my students, I sat down at my computer and randomly made a list of things and asked my students to check which ones they thought were sin. Why don't you take a minute and join them in this exercise? Which ones would you check as sin? Driving while intoxicated, not paying the exit ramp toll, driving without a seatbelt, lying to help someone, 58 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone, exaggeration, dropping a candy wrapper out of the car window, having someone clock you in at work, calling in sick when you're not sick simply to have a day off, making a right turn from a left-hand turn lane, not signaling before turning, driving without insurance, failure to use your turn signal before leaving a parking space to enter traffic, making copies of music CDs for a friend, taking more than one newspaper from the corner box, calling your credit card company and disputing charges you really made, lying about your age, providing incorrect information on an employment application, taking a company pen, ignoring city ordinances about placing a sofa in the alley, putting your waste in a construction dumpster, telling a bill collector you can only afford to pay half when you have the full amount, turning right against a no right turn sign, watching someone steal the TV guide from the Sunday newspaper at the local grocery store and not saying anything, standing in the 10 item or less checkout with 13 items, claiming exemptions you do not deserve on your tax return, playing loud music in your neighborhood, loitering on your neighbor's lawn, changing lanes without signaling, passing on the right shoulder, stopping beyond the painted white line, double parking, riding your bicycle in the wrong direction, taking milk crates to use for your child's toy box, parking in a handicapped parking space, or continuing to use a handicapped mirror hanger after recovery, coasting through a stop sign. Which ones did you check as sin? Notice you have observable sins and unobservable sins. Notice you have violation of laws and violation of conscience. Notice you have a large, significant sins and seemingly insignificant sins. Notice you can rationalize away any of these sins if you try. How does the Bible define sin? Everyone who practices sin also practices lawlessness, and sin is lawlessness. 1 John 3:4. Therefore, to one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, to him it is sin. James 4:17. Jesus answered them, Truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who commits sin is a slave of sin. John 8:34. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is goodwill. Proverbs 14:9. How we view sin influences and directs our efforts and steps of personal purity. Now, how does the Bible define sin? Sin is any want of conformity to the character of God, whether it is an act, disposition, or state. Sin is a deliberate violation of God's law, either in attitude or action. We are not trying to purport an ivory soap mentality of 99 and 3/4% pure. Again, how we view sin influences and directs our efforts and steps of personal purity. We are talking about holiness. Holiness in our lives as we grow in grace and knowledge and truth of the Lord Jesus Christ. That progressive sanctification to where we will be convicted about driving without insurance. We will be convicted about not paying the exit ramp toll. We will be convicted about putting our waste in a construction site dumpster. Holiness. For more information about Mount Carmel Ministries, check us out at the World Wide Web, www.mountcarmelmin.org.